There is still overt racism in the UK. Well, I mean, that's frankly undeniable. But that institutional racism, there just isn't a lot of evidence for that at all.
I just think that would be an extraordinary finding if that is in fact what the report says.
That's Lisa Nandy there, the Labour Party Shadow Foreign Secretary, being asked if she accepts the idea that the UK isn't institutionally racist. She says she finds that to be an extraordinary finding, were it to be the case. And I have to ask, what? Is it like the notable finding on Labour and anti-Semitism when the Equality and Human Rights Commission found it to have failed to prevent acts of harassment and discrimination? And then one-time Labour leadership hopeful Clive Lewis appears to have asked Lisa Nandy to hold his metaphorical beer in making this utterly bizarre tweet on the report of the Commission on Race and Ethnic Disparities by saying, "Move along, nothing to see here, #race report," with a photograph of a Ku Klux Klan member standing in front of a burning cross. The awkward thing here, folks, is that the former KKK leader, David Duke, said in 2015 that Jeremy Corbyn's Labour leadership was a victory, as it's a way to stop Jews from running Britain. So folks, once again, it's very much a case of mirror, mirror on the wall, which Labour Party MP is the most ignorant of all. And I dare say that this photograph of Sir Keir Starmer and his deputy taking the knee to the Black Lives Matter movement will come back to royally bite them in the bum. This was a lazy attempt to virtue signal, to pander to a movement that had been involved in blatant acts of violence and criminality on our streets and elsewhere, a truly radical political movement that should have no truck in British politics. But you see, there's a much more oppressive phenomenon taking place here. And it's behind why the left won't accept the findings that the UK enjoys pretty fantastic race relations and is actually unique, an outlier in the world for not racism, but being able to enjoy fantastic race relations. The left will never accept that Britain isn't institutionally racist, because the professors, the academics, the politicians, the commentators, who all push these victim narratives on everything from being black to being gay to being trans to being a woman, would lose their reason for existing, their taxpayer-funded subsidies and all the rest of it. They'd lose their social justice activism licence to wax lyrical, to write books, to appear on the BBC, to talk about how our nation and its flag are symbols of oppression or whatever ism or phobia that happens to take your fancy this week. Ultimately, folks, the left feeds off of persuading people that they're victims. It doesn't matter a jot that you might be black or Asian and middle class, with your kids doing better than white working class boys in the classroom, or that you might be happy and successful in life. There's still an oppressed person lurking inside of you thanks to your immutable characteristics, aching to get out of you. But let's be absolutely honest about what we're talking about here. If billionaires like Oprah or the likes of Michelle Obama and the Duchess of Sussex are victims, then who isn't a victim? We must all have a slice of the left's victim pie. And they won't accept this report's findings, put together by some of our country's most eminent thinkers and backed by the data and the evidence, because these findings don't fit their truth and instead are the truth. What do facts matter to the left? The left places feelings well above any facts. And over recent years, we've seen many attempts to shut down legitimate debate around issues such as mass migration, around leaving the European Union, and even around keeping knives off of our streets, dismissed with casual accusations of racism. Racism, of course, being one of the worst things that you could possibly ever be accused of, because they know it's a useful tool in silencing their opponents and the very tools of debate and speech on issues as important as the ones I've just mentioned. And the report found that social class and family structure are much more critical to your success in life than the colour of your skin. This report makes clear that what the left try to attach to institutional racism, and I must keep repeating that because this has been their watchword for years and years now, They lazily champion that institutional racism line because it's actually nothing of the sort. In a nutshell, the left's utterly deranged response to these findings is explained because the narrative that they've been pushing for years and years now has disintegrated before their very eyes. And no one doubts, by the way, that there are racists out there. But we are all, white, black, Asian, whatever, equally British. We really are all in it together, and we're proud to be so. We are all, no matter what the colour of our skin, part of this beloved United Kingdom of ours. None of us are a victim of our colour or the circumstance of our birth. Let's do more about class and actually giving people that ladder up which to climb to success, instead of looking for these mantles of victimhood. I'm Darren Grimes, and I'm proud to be British for Reasoned UK. Reasoned relies upon grassroots donations from people like yourself that want us to continue producing our high quality, free thinking content. So please do consider clicking the link and donating, no matter how big, no matter how small, because it really does ensure that we can keep on keeping on.